Welcome back to Tell by Bell. In this season, we're looking to dive into the beauty of poetry and see how each poem really connects to our daily lives. So I hope you're ready to listen with full attention, because attention reaps retention. Today, we're going to get our hands a little dirty. Well, in our imaginations, at least. We've got two playful poems that'll take us back to those carefree childhood days. The Mud Pie Maker's Rhyme by Jenna Paisley and Tadpoles by Rose Filament. Whether you love getting covered in mud or watching tadpoles squirm in a pond, these poems will certainly make you smile. Let's kick things off with the Mud Pie Maker's Rhyme. Mud is squidgy, slippery, sludgy. Mud is ermy, squirmy, goo. Mud is runny, squeezy, funny. Mud is oozy, woozy, too. Mud you can roll flat, mud you can press. Mud is the nicest, muddiest mess. Mud you can make with, mud you can share. Our mud pies are the best anywhere. Mud is squidgy, slippery, sludgy. Mud is ermy, squirmy, goo. Mud is runny, squeezy, funny. Mud is oozy, woozy, too. Wow, making mud pies. Such a classic childhood activity, right? There's something so magical about the simple pleasure of playing with mud. I love how this poem captures that squishy, slimy, oozy feeling of mud between your fingers. It's like you can feel the mess as you read it. Ermy, squirmy, goo. It's just perfect. You don't need fancy toys when you've got a whole backyard of dirt and water. What's so fun about making mud pies is that it's all about creativity, teamwork, and let's be honest, getting gloriously messy. It's one of those childhood moments where you're just totally free to play. There's no right or wrong way to make a mud pie, and every one of them is the best anywhere, at least in your mind. But you know, beyond the fun and messiness, this poem really reminds me of how life can be a lot like that sometimes. Things can get chaotic and uncertain, but that's when we often learn the most. Actually, I had a moment like this when I was helping to plan an event. There were so many moving parts, and at times it felt like everything was slipping through my fingers, just like the mud in the poem. But instead of getting stuck in the stress, I realized that I had to just embrace the process, even when things weren't going as planned. And in the end, just like those perfectly imperfect mud pies, everything came together. I learned so much from the experience. So, this poem is a great reminder that when life gets a little messy, sometimes that's exactly what you need to create something wonderful. Next time things feel a bit muddy, maybe it's a sign that you're on the right path. Alright, let's switch gears. Well, from mud to tadpoles. Our next poem is Tadpoles by Rose Filament. This one is all about the mischievous, playful nature of these tiny little swimmers. Let's dive in. 10 little tadpoles playing in a pool. Come, said the water rat. Come along to school. Come and say your tables, sitting in a row. And all the little tadpoles said, No, no, no. 10 little tadpoles swimming in and out, racing and diving and turning round about. Come, said their mother. Dinner time, I guess. And all the little tadpoles cried, Yes, yes, yes. Tadpoles. by Rose Philemon. Tadpoles are like the little rebels of the pond, aren't they? They're swimming around, having the time of their lives, racing, diving, and doing everything except what they're supposed to be doing. When the water rat tries to send them off to school, they're like, nope, no school for us today. I mean, can you blame them? Wouldn't you rather be swimming and playing than sitting in class? This poem really brings out that playful, carefree energy that's so natural to kids. And apparently, tadpoles too. There's a real sense of freedom in those early years when you just want to explore the world around you. But of course, even the most mischievous tadpoles come running when it's dinner time. That last line, yes, 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 is such a perfect contrast to their earlier, no, no, no. It shows that no matter how much we want to avoid responsibilities, there are things, like a good meal, that we just can't resist. And there's a little life lesson here too. Sometimes we'll want to skip out on the boring stuff. But remember, balance is key. And just like the tadpoles, we can enjoy our fun while also recognizing when it's time to be present for important moments like learning or family time. It's all about finding that balance between enjoying life and taking care of what matters. So, today's poems once again remind us of the joy in the simplest things, whether it's making a mess with mud or swimming around with tadpoles. Both poems capture the playfulness of childhood, but they also give us little reminders about life. It's okay to have fun, get messy, and say no to things that don't excite you. But remember, when it's dinner time or when something important comes up, it's good to say yes. Thanks for joining me on Till Bell. I hope these poems brought a smile to your face as always, and maybe even made you want to go play in some mud. Until next time, keep that playful spirit alive and enjoy the little moments. I'm your host, Bella Wee.